Sixers fans, look. I know it's a rough loss. The Sixers were winning most of that game. We ended up, losing 115-109. But the Toronto Raptors, first of all, are like a sneaky good team. Scotty Barnes was playing the 5 in the fourth quarter, and that's going to be a really scary look for the future because it looked really good. Scotty Barnes had a great game. Fred VanVleet, bro, huge game. That dude was just hoisting threes. Toronto hit 2 late threes. Gary Trent right into Fred VanVleet. 2 both shots from the corner, tough shots. Fred VanVleet was wide the hell open, but it's a tough loss. I'm going to sit here and say that. But you know what? This isn't your normal post-game show that I'm going to put out here for you. This is going to be a Tyrese Maxey video because I want to make this positive. And there's so much positivity right now that I have for the Sixers team despite their losses. Because one thing I'm going to sit here and say to you guys, I would rather watch this team fight like hell for 48 minutes and lose a game that they probably had the reason to win. They probably should have won tonight. But it's a tough game. Tobias Harris is coming back from COVID. He seemed out of breath all night long. I mean, he didn't look great. His stat sheet's going to tell you he did pretty solid. I don't think he had a good game. That's beside the point. But again, I would rather see this team lose a hard-fought game than have Ben Simmons on the team and lose a game in just ugly manners they usually did back then. This is my Tyrese Maxey video. I'm going to sit here and say that I think Maxey is an arguable future first-rounder. I was having a discussion with a couple of my subscribers today in chat tonight in the game, live streams. Always check them out. They're always a lot of fun. But we were talking about, is Maxey going to be a most improved player type this year? And originally I was like, probably not. I mean, Miles Bridges arguably is having a much better, more improved season. There are guys around the league who are just more improved. Jared Allen's having a good year. I don't think he's going to be most improved, but there are guys, I'm trying to say, around the league that seem to be leading in that debate right now. But this is back-to-back 30-plus games for Tyrese Maxey on wonderful efficiency on 40 minutes. Tyrese Maxey played 40 minutes tonight, had 33 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. He looked phenomenal. I mean, there's only so much I can say about this kid. This kid has been so good. His floater, I think, is the best floater in the NBA. He is one of the better finishers I've seen in a while. He is really shades of young AI. He's explosive to the 10th degree. He's an unbelievable finisher. He does everything that we ask him to do and more. He has lived up to these expectations, these lofty expectations, these unfair expectations that we've given him because Simmons going down. Maxey's come out and been phenomenal for us. I believe that this kid's going to be a future All-Star. I said this in a video last year titled Tyrese Maxey is a future All-Star. And you know what? If I didn't do that last year, this video would be titled Tyrese Maxey is a future All-Star because I stick with what I said. Maxey is the definition of a steal in the first round. The Colangelos completely screwed Philadelphia for years, trading Markelle Fultz for Jonathan Simmons in the second rounder. I mean, that's the epitome of a Colangelo era Sixers team. It really is. Poor drafting, turning to poor trades, turning to just bad management. And as soon as we get them out, we get in Elton Brand, he does his own shit, we don't even want to talk about it. But then we bring in Daryl Morey, and Daryl Morey has done nothing but rejuvenate this team, bring back my excitement for this team, and handle everything perfectly, including and beginning with that draft 2 years ago, where we got Seth Curry on 5 cents on the dollar. I mean, we traded Josh Richardson and Tyler Bay, the draft rights of Tyler Bay, for Seth Curry, one of the best contracts in the entire NBA, given the value that he brings to this team as a shooter and a shot creator, for the most part. That's unbelievable. But then to draft, in order, Tyrese Maxey in a late first-round pick, Isaiah Joe in a mid-second round pick, and Paul Reed, one of the last picks in that draft, could go down as one of the best drafts in Sixers history. At least modern history, at least. Then to come in and this whole Ben Simmons thing, obviously it puts on pressure on every single guy on this team extra, Tobias Harris included. But Tyrese Maxey saw so much of it. He immediately is platooned into this starting position on a championship aspiration team, and this kid's 21 years old. He just turned 21 a week ago, and yet he's being better than I've ever could have imagined him being this early on. He's been phenomenal. He really has been. Tyrese Maxey has been everything that we could ask. He's improved more in one season than Ben Simmons did in 5 years. Think about that. Tyrese Maxey's shot right now is a bucket, is a literal bucket. Even when they're missing, I just feel like his form is improved. His legs aren't 49 feet apart as they were last year, and his shot is just much prettier than it used to be. And it just seems to go in. He's playing with a level of confidence that I have not seen of him, and it's really impressive. The fact that he's putting up 40 minutes a night, I mean, you could argue that this is his team right now. With Embiid out, it's probably Tyrese Maxey's team. And it's crazy to say that because he's probably making less than $5 million a year compared to Tobias Harris's $180 million contract. But the value that Tyrese Maxey brings to this team is on a whole other level. He is our shot creator. And what I think is the most important thing, my most important takeaway from him is the Sixers' biggest need since Jimmy Butler leaving is a fourth quarter guy. We expected that out of Tobias Harris. We kind of said, hey, Toby, be that shot-creating fourth-quarter bucket-getter that we've needed since Jimmy Butler. And he personally wasn't that guy. He hasn't really been that guy. He's had shades of being a really fourth-quarter good player, without a doubt. But he hasn't really successfully and consistently been that dude for us. You know, it's really tough. It's tough to be that guy. It's something that isn't tangible. It's that inner mentality I think you have to have, that Mamba mentality, that killer mentality, that confidence, you know? And Toby, I just don't think has it at all times. There are times where he does, you know. Joel Embiid, it's tough to ask that of a big man. I mean, I don't think centers in this NBA can be a fourth quarter guy for the most part. Not in the way the modern NBA is. You need a shot creator. You need a guard. Tyrese Maxey may be that guy, ladies and gentlemen. Tyrese Maxey may be that guy that we've been looking for all of our past couple of years. Tyrese Maxey may be that fourth quarter Mamba mentality, shot creating, off the dribble scorer that we have needed, that fourth quarter playoff guy. Because every time I think he's given an opportunity, he takes advantage of it. I think the one thing holding Tyrese Maxey back is his unselfishness. I think he's trying to over-facilitate at times where I'm just like, dude, be that selfish guy. Because right now we need you. I don't like the fact that we defer to Tobias in the fourth quarter tonight. I think it killed our offensive momentum. Dude, Tyrese Maxey was phenomenal. Shake Milton gave us huge minutes too, and gave us a couple huge buckets. I think he had 12 or 14 points off the bench. I mean, he looked good. But my thing is, man, Tyrese Maxey, go out and get 40. Because I don't think anything was stopping him tonight to getting 40 except the fact that I just think he felt the need to defer to Tobias Harris. But I'm at this moment right now where I'm thinking Tyrese Maxey may bring more to our team in the fourth quarter than anybody else, which is insane to say, a 21-year-old kid. I was on the train of saying, trade Tyrese Maxey. Trade Tyrese Maxey. I love the kid, I always have. But trade Tyrese Maxey with Ben Simmons for Damian Lillard. And I'm now at the point where, like, yeah, I would probably do that trade still because it's Damian Lillard. But I think I would have to ask for a lot in return if we're going to include Tyrese. He has upped his value to a point where I don't think I would ever have seen his value be at this point in time. He has been nothing short of spectacular. His shot looks great. His aggressiveness is phenomenal. He has been the best finisher around the rim that I have seen from somebody his size, maybe ever. And when it comes to what his ceiling is going to be, it's a really good question. I mean, you can drop comments below where you think Tyrese Maxey could end up in his career ceiling-wise. I heard AI, but personally I think it's going to be more of a De'Aaron Fox type of deal. And I would love that. I mean, De'Aaron Fox is one of my favorite players. And De'Aaron Fox has had kind of a down year. Tyrese Maxey's been really, really, really good. And I think what's the silver lining of this losing streak right now is that it's given some of these guys who probably wouldn't get the playing time that they're getting and the opportunities that they're getting, the opportunities and the playing time that they're getting. That sounds awful, but I think you know what I mean. Like Paul Reed. I really like Paul Reed. I think for being the 56th or 58th pick in the draft a couple years ago, he's been he's been amazing. You don't get this type of value out of a dude in that pick. You just don't. You don't see that. That being said, Paul Reed has had a huge opportunity over the past couple of games, and for the most part, he's been pretty good, man. Defensively, he's shown to be a pretty big stopper and paint intimidator. and even a perimeter guy who just seems to be able to play defense at a really high level against multiple positions, which is really, really impressive to say of a guy that age. And I love the fact that Paul Reed's kind of taking advantage of this opportunity, and good for him. And the only thing I'm really upset about is Isaiah Joe being out right now, because I know Isaiah Joe would be a big improvement to this team right now. We would really use him over Furkan Korkmaz over the past 2 games, because I know you guys love Kork, but man, he has been bad. Tonight, again, was a terrible performance by him. Outside of his shooting, which I know is streaky at best, he was just horrible. Defensively was horrible, was offensively atrocious. He took us out of the game on multiple possessions. He was really some of the worst basketball I've seen out of Furkan Korkmaz was tonight. And last game, he went 1 of 12 from the field. So that apology video is going to be not anytime soon, because he has quickly gone back down to his reality. But there's so much to be excited about. And despite these couple of losses, I think this opportunity that Tyrese Maxey has and has taken advantage of, I think it's going to instill a level of confidence in him that is so important for us, because I think he's going to realize how damn good he is compared to the rest of these guys in this league. He is so explosively quick. Nobody can guard him on the perimeter. Nobody can. His floaters are... dude, name somebody in the NBA with a better floater than him. I don't think you can. I think he has the best floater in the NBA. It goes in every goddamn time. It's so impressive. And his finishing around the rim it's really elite. It's elite. His efficiency around the rim is nothing short of elite. As a 6'1", 6'2" guard, he's a blur with the ball in his hands. I am more than excited to watch this kid grow. Bro, thank God this dude is a Sixer, because I am all on board the Tyrese Maxey train. I have been for a while. But right now, I just want to appreciate his play more than these wins or losses, because this right now doesn't mean anything. The Sixers are going to be good. The Sixers are really good. They're competing with teams with 7 guys, and that's a lot, all due to thanks to Tyrese Maxey and Andre Drummond for being a Defensive Player of the Year type of dude, because I don't know where this has come from, but Andre Drummond has been unreal defensively. Like, seriously, like, where has this been his whole career? He's never been a good defender, and this year he has been an all-NBA defensive type of guy. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that. Look the statistics up. Look at his defensive plus minus. Look at his defensive rate. I mean, it's borderline all-NBA defense. Andre Drummond is the shit. Tyrese Maxey is going to be, if he isn't already, incredibly legit. Peace out, guys. Heads up.